it's kind of a relief knowing that the game is finally coming out and will be out next week, and just knowing that everyone's been waiting for this for over 10 years, it's just unbelievable. And that fact I can finally get this out, put it out there to get all the fans, I'm just really just happy that it's done and it's available for them. This is, because it's a versus action series, there's a lot of things people expect from that franchise and things that make it fun. I mean, you had the revival of the Street Fighter series that came just before this, so that has its own style of play and its own fighting game system. But we wanted to make sure that everything that people know makes a Marvel vs. Capcom game fun, we wanted to make sure we put it into this game. I think the biggest reason for the change is the fact that the hardware specs are much better than what we were dealing with back then. So now we have the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. And those systems can handle the type of 3D graphics that you can make nowadays, whereas back then you were limited to the sprite animation. So I think the 3D style really suits this style of game, and because we can do it, we were able to exploit the full capabilities of both systems when making this game. And for us, it was just a challenge, but it was good to be able to see that realized. I think the art style is unique. What we tried for was to aim for American comic book art style. And I think that American comic books art style meshes perfectly with the 3D polygons. It just works well with that. And the fact that we can do that on these systems was just really great for us. But with this game, well, first of all, it's a completely different engine, it's a different system. There's budget and time constraints as well. And also, unlike the previous games, we wanted to make sure that all the characters were balanced and fit well into this game. And also so we could try and make sure that we could bring it online too. So just trying to balance all those things, given the time constraints and budget constraints. There's no way we were going to be able to get up to 56. But I mean, you want to, but you just can't, given what we had to do. So right now, with all the DLC characters included, there's 38 characters in this game. So I think that's a lot for what we accomplished. I think the baseline for us is, would this character be fun in a fighting action game? And so we always have to keep that in mind when selecting characters. And once we know that's what we want, then we can decide, oh, we want to choose this character for this character, or we want to choose a fighting style to add here and try to balance the game better. So it's always about, would it fit in a fighting action game? I think I've mentioned this in a few other outlets before, but I think just in terms of total work production, the hardest characters to produce were Dante and Deadpool, just because both of them, they have a lot of moves at their disposal that you can use with them, and also just a lot of in-jokes and things that they're known for that you want to try to put in. So from that point of view, those two were the hardest. In terms of balance, I guess I'd have to go with She-Hulk. And because, first of all, you want to differentiate her from the Hulk himself. Second, because she's a female character, there are certain things that you want to do with her that fit a female form and whatnot. So overall, I think she was probably the hardest to balance. The reason behind simple mode is basically because we know this is a type of game that has mass appeal, especially with all the characters you got in there. There's a lot of popular characters from different franchises in there, and there are people who are going to want to play as those characters, but they might not be good at fighting games. So for those people, we decided to include this simple mode, just so they can get in there and they play with their friends, or if it's someone who's really good at fighting games can bring their friends in and show them what's fun about it, and they don't feel left out. They don't feel like there's this big learning curve for them. They can just start using the characters they like in this game. Well, I really like pulling off the combos, and I like using the fast characters, so that's where I'm at, kind of like where the core gamers are at with this type of game. So for me, my team is usually Wolverine, Amaterasu, and Dante. Okay.